Yo, what's up, everybody? This is
Hey.
Paul 619 with another Conversations with the Community. This is a AAPI special. It's Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And what better than to celebrate our heritage? Today, I got a great guest. He is a writer, artist, publisher. He does all three. He has an amazing comic book, California Ink, and he's also involved in two other projects that we're going to end up talking about. They're Kickstarters, so we're going to talk about it, and hopefully, if you guys like it, you guys could help out on the Kickstarter. Without further ado, let me introduce my co-hosts, Ataku and Namin. What's up, guys?
Hey. You know that your warning always excites me, but I don't know.
No, man, I put it there so you can drop the F-bomb and nobody will have a problem. You know, they'll be, oh my gosh, Namin cussed. All right, well, let's bring in our special guest, Arthur and Ebuen, to the show. What's up, Art? How you doing, man?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, most definitely. So, okay. So, Arthur, I do want to talk about the projects that you're involved in. The first one is the book that you write. It's California Ink. How long has that comic book been out?
We just finished the 4th issue, I would say, about this time last year, maybe less than a year ago. And then we just combined it all into a trade, and that has been in hand since, I'd say, end of the year, December. So yeah,
Nice.
so I'll have that and Systemic with me at Comic-Con this year, so that'll be fun.
Nice. Well, you're going to this Saturday. You're going to be at Comic-Con Revolution, and you're going to be on a panel.
Yep.
And the panel's called "Who Needs a Publisher?"
Yeah, so you use a publisher. It's something to the effect of, oh man, what was it? It was go from fan to creator on your own terms, right?
Nice.
And so that's kind of what I did, right? It's I had this concept that I've been working on, the California Ink. I wrote it. Technically, I finished it about 9 years ago, but
Wow.
Around that time, Justin, my editor, was he kind of went the old school route, which is you write the issues, you do about 4 pages of proof of concept, you have the pitch doc, and an outline, and then maybe some like pre-visual, some biz dev kind of illustrations going to show what it looks like. And so had that ready and was going to kind of go the traditional route of shopping it to a bunch of publishers. And the route is kind of, you hope, you cross your fingers that they'll come back and say yes, but some answer, some don't. And then if they do say yes, which might take 4 or 5 months to even say yes, it might take another 2 months to make, and then another 6 months before it gets out into the world. And so speaking of Comic-Con Revolution, that is actually the show that I went to about 4 years ago, where I went to a panel about self-publishing. That's right. And Charlie Stickney, who at the time was just left Scout, I had been picking his brain about like trying to get into Scout or self-publishing. And while I was at Comic-Con Revolution, he's like, you should go check out this panel about self-publishing. And I went to the panel. How full circle is this, right? I went to the panel, and at the end of the panel, I learned about self-publishing, and I was so empowered to like, I'm going to just do this myself. And so I spent the next year while Dave and I were working on making issue 1. I spent the next year kind of meeting people in the Kickstarter world, getting in their ear, ask them questions about what the best practices are, what some roadblocks that they ran into with launching a book. And, like I said, spent about a year and a half meeting people. And then so by the time we were ready to launch our book on Kickstarter, I had made a bunch of friends, or at least acquaintances, in the world of Kickstarter who've done their own books, who've launched their own books. So when I did launch my book, those people knew me and they backed it. And whenever someone on Kickstarter backs a book, their followers find out. And so like it was like advertising. So someone as big as like Charlie Stickney, who's got, I don't know if you ever pick up any of his books, he makes like a ton of money on Kickstarter, but he has tons of readers that he's built over the last 10 years. And so when he backs a book, they're notified and they're like, oh, what did Charlie back? And so they looked at my book. And so it's been about 3.5 years now that we've been working on California Inc. We got the 4th issue out and the trade, and we're on our 7th Kickstarter right now. And I'd like to say we have a pretty decent base of fans, of readers. I don't sing fans. I feel weird saying fans. I'll say readers, avid readers. And so we're building our own base, which is kind of cool. And again, full circle, I'm doing this panel with Charlie. Charlie's going to be on the panel. I'm going to be asking him questions. That's awesome. And hopefully empowering and inspiring somebody who was like me in the audience, who's like, how do I make my own book? Because like I felt so like lit up after that panel. I was like, I'm gonna make my book. I'm not gonna wait for somebody. It's gonna cost me money, but the only person in my way is me. So like, it was one of those like, I'm actually bring up the story now. You brought it up. I'm gonna bring it up at the panel. Charlie was the one who kind of kicked me in the butt and said, you should go do this. And now he's on the panel with me like 4.5 years later. How like full circle was that thing? It's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool.
That's pretty wild. Well, the thing is, I have all 4 issues, and it's beautiful from front to back. The story is amazing. What? It wasn't what I expected, and that's what I loved about it, is that there was like so many surprises. I don't want no spoilers. I want to like dive into the story, but I don't want to spoil it. But definitely, people, if you guys ever see this comic in the wild, I mean, you need to get it. It's a great read. And then how'd you get I know you yourself you draw, but I know you teamed up with David Law. Yep. And the visuals are just, man, they're so top notch, so beautiful. And then on some of the covers, you even have like Don Aguillo doing one of your covers. I don't know, how did that happen? How'd you get David Law and how'd you get Don Aguillo?
Oh man, that's a great story. In the process of before I went to that panel, again, I was in the process of looking for an artist. And before I went to that panel at Comic-Con Revolution, I was going to a bunch of artist alleys in different conventions and finding and looking at artwork and artists and just meeting people. And isn't that the fun part of Comic-Con? Just walking around, seeing different art and getting to meet people.
Yeah, most definitely.
And it was one LACC where I like turned my head when I saw Dave's work, and I was like, that's pretty cool. So I just went to chat him up, talk about his work a little bit. I didn't bring up my comic. At all. Just talk to him, and we like hit it off. Like we're just, if you see us together, we're pretty goofy together. He's a good dude. He's such a sweet person. He's such a good guy. Like I can't say that enough. If you can get Dave mad, there's something wrong with you. Like if someone gets Dave mad, I automatically think there's something wrong with that person because I've never seen Dave mad. But so we got along real well. And then I came back later on, in the middle of the con, We chatted each other up a bit more, and I walked away. And I was with my buddy Joel. He and I go to a lot of conventions together. And he's like, "I think you get along with Dave." I was like, "Yeah, I think I do." And he's like, "I think you want Dave to do your comic." I'm like, "I think I do." So I went back toward the end of the day, and I was like, "Hey, do you do commissions?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course." And I was like, "No, like a whole comic?" He's like, "Oh, that's that." He's like, he's like, "Can you afford me?" Which, of course, is a valid question. He didn't quite say that, but I could tell that's what he meant.
Yeah.
And also, like, at the time, and I'm still not a big name now, but at the time, I'm just some random dude who's never done a comic. So he's like, okay, does he have the money and does he have a script, right? And I love his response. Was like, hey, we get along, but can I read the comic? Because if I don't like it, I wouldn't want to do it. And that's a good response, because you want somebody to like the story because it shows in the work. If they don't like it, the work's going to suck, right? They're just getting a paycheck. And I thought that was a great response. He could have just said yes, give me the money, and whatever. And so I sent him this. And a good thing, I had all 4 issues written already. They were done and edited. My buddy Justin edited the book already by then. So we had a full 4-issue story done. Sent it to Dave, and like a week later, he's like, "Dude, this is cool. Let's work something out." So so the next year, when we started working on California Inc., I met with Dave at LACC again, and that's how I met Don Aguillo. He and Dave and Philip Jin, the 3 of them, they're kind of really good friends out in the Bay Area. These 3 guys, they hang out every once in a while and draw together. And so this is before Don like blew up. He was just blowing up, right? He was just about. He just started doing work with DC, and he had some great. He just started working with Todd McFarlane, and we went out to dinner, and Dave's like, "Hey, that guy over there, Don, I think you should probably see if he could do a variant cover for you." And I was like, "I've seen his work. I don't know if I could afford him." And I was like, totally nervous. I'm like, he works on Spawn. I don't even know if I could talk to him. And it's funny because if you, I'm sure, Paul, you've met Don, right? Is he?
He's the nicest dude. He's so cool.
He's
he's awesome.
We had Don and Dave on this show, yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, they're Don's like he's the least intimidating guy, and so it's funny when we talk about it now. We talk about how nervous we were talking to each other that night. We were both nervous. I was like, "Hey man, I'm kind of nobody, and Dave's doing my comic, and we're still halfway through the first issue, and I know you haven't seen it or read it. Would you do a variant for me?" And he was like, "Yeah, cool." Like we were both nervous, and so like
I know he's Filipino, and it's funny because when I met him, it was kind of a douche move. I pulled the Filipino card. Oh, Filipino, and we kind of fist bump. I was like, why not? Whatever. We fist bump, and no. He was just like the nicest dude. Yeah, he's totally laid back. Very cool.
He's a good dude. So we're working on something right now together. We're working on the first comic together right now. So breaking news. Don is doing a 6-page story for me that I wrote. And it has been amazing watching him do sequentials. So I'm pumped. He's making the story look even better. So I'm pumped. That's how we met, and he's a good dude. I like working with Don a lot, and we see each other a lot on at the convention circuit. He travels to, as you know, he's at like 3 conventions a month, and I'm only doing like 1 every other month. So I run into him at almost every convention I go to, and we try to find time to either get breakfast or dinner one of those nights, one of those days. So good dude, love that guy.
Very cool. So as far as like, okay, so before you got into the comic game, what do you as far as your background, what did you do previously to get you ready to do comics?
Oh man, this is gonna sound like a hard brag, strong brag, but it really is too. I started off as an animator on the first season of Futurama, and then seasons 11 through 13 on The Simpsons, and I actually have on my wall. I got to be part of the team when we won an Emmy one time, so that was really cool. So I do have a pretty extensive drawing background, but it's very very animator. I draw rough. I don't like doing final art, but I've been teaching myself to do final art because I like making prints of stuff. So
You are our second Emmy winner.
Oh yeah, who's the other one? Who's the other one?
Look, Win is an Emmy winner too. So.
Oh, right on, right on.
So with you like wearing all these hats, like publisher, writer, you also do art. As far as like, how would you rank yourself when on those three things? What are you first?
Oh man. Well, I'm going to add more. So between Animator and here, there was 18 years in between. I went back to school after animating so I did animation for about 6 years, and after I decided I was done with it because it burned me out of drawing. I learned and studied advertising and graphic design, and then I got into advertising. I've been in advertising here in San Diego for the last 17 years. And so, and right now I'm running a small production company that I run myself. So I do video production as well. I'm a writer, director, producer. But one of my first, it's really weird for me to say this, but I like to say I'm a writer first, where
Nice.
I can, and actually that's what I've been doing all day. I've been drawing. I do draw still.
Right.
But even my drawings start off as writing first. Like I'll write down the ideas. And I just everything has to come down as words for me, and semantics of words is very fascinating to me. So writing is really important for me, and communicating is very important to me. So I'd like to say I'm a writer first, but definitely have a strength in drawing. it's the base of my career.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Ataku, Naman, do you guys have any questions for Art?
So, what can we look at your arts? I mean, you have some books to show? I would like to see your artwork.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, everything on my website is either advertising, so it'd be video. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Let me see on my Insta if I have any of my art. That's the thing, is I'm really careful about putting flat art on my Insta because of AI and people taking it and putting it on a Redbubble, right?
Yeah. So it's out there.
Yeah, it happens. I did do. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I could show it to you this way. I think I took a screenshot somewhere of my. It's so like all over the place. Am I able to share screen?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Let me pull some stuff.
There's a screen with the plus button.
Yeah, I see it. Awesome. Let me pull up some stuff here real quick. Let's see if I could pull up some work for you all. I apologize for putting a pause and stuff out loud.
It's all good.
Oh man, where did I put those files?
Am I being difficult? Am I being difficult, Paul? I'm sorry.
No, not at all. Not at all. Oh, wait a minute. I know. Hold on. Aha, here's one. So this is not normal work for me, but here's something I did. This is random. So like I do a lot of random work. So let's see.
No, that's fine.
Let's see. Window. Boom. Tell me if you can see this.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So last year was the 45th anniversary of Pac-Man, and Bandai Namco has their North American headquarters out in Irvine, and so they had an exhibit, and they invited a few artists, and through Patrick Ballesteros, I got invited to do a piece for their exhibit, and this is hanging in the Bandai Namco exhibit for about 3 months out in Irvine.
That's pretty cool.
And actually, it's May. Apparently, cool. It got a lot of our pieces got moved to the Paley Museum in New York. So I didn't see it, but apparently this is possibly hanging at the Paley Museum in New York. So pumped to say that.
Wow.
So is that
pretty dope?
Is it Pac-Man eating those guys before they turn all color?
No, it's just kind of like an overlay thing that it's
filter. Yeah, it's like filtered through.
That's so cool.
So this was like an homage to the original.
That is cool. How long did you work on that piece for?
Oh, here it is. That took
wow,
about a week.
That's cool.
About a week. Let me see if I could find what was the other one that I did. Oh, here you go. Here's I started. So I have a I feel like
Nice.
I'm not good with vehicles, and so Mirage is my favorite G1 transformer. And as a challenge to myself, I wanted to see if I could draw Mirage, and then it led to kind of this vehicle series that I started doing. So
Oh,
I drew,
wow. That's cool.
Yeah. That is so good.
And then, then while I was making this Iron Giant, I was watching Akira with my son, so I had to draw Kaneda and and the bike. And then one of my own characters, this is Big Sis, and this is the Jeep that she would probably be driving. And then I wish I had the full one. I'll try to find it. I wonder if I have it on my phone.
You know what I like is that you said that, you know, you weren't very good in drawing vehicles, and instead of avoiding it, you just dove right in, and dude, you killed it on these. These are really good. Man.
Thank you. I mean, they take forever. They take forever. Yeah. It's like it's artistic math. That's what it feels like.
Well, the vehicle. What vehicle you have?
My own car.
Yeah, if you had to draw yourself on next to a vehicle, what is it?
Oh man, it'd be a '68 Carmen Ghia.
Oh.
Yeah, that came quick because that's real. I really want a '68 Carmen Ghia. Only because it reminds me of Finn McMissile from what was it, from Cars 2.
Okay, that's awesome.
I'm gonna share a version. This is not the final one, because the tag on this is wrong, but I'm going to share this one real quick. Let me see if I can put it on my screen. This is the one I'm most proud of recently. Except, okay, so I if anybody's a tagger, they will laugh at this, but I redid the tag. Let me see if I can pull it up on the screen here. Does that work? There you go.
Oh, wow. That's really
so that's a lineup of a few Transformers that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Movie, Optimus. Yeah, heck yeah.
So
yeah.
Lamborghini, huh?
What's up, Ron? Welcome, man.
You gotta get him in there.
But yeah. So. Awesome.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Oh, yeah, very nice. So, as far as like your, where are you originally from?
I'm from here, San Diego. I'm from San Diego. Born in Italy. My dad was in the military, Filipino. So born in Italy. Don't remember anything. I was there for the first years of my life. Lived in the Philippines for a year, and I've been here since the 2nd or 3rd grade. And then I moved to LA for about 6 years. Moved to Boston for about 4 years, and back to San Diego.
Nice. Yeah, I know. San Diego's hard to beat, man. I'm not surprised you came back.
Oh yeah. It's. I mean, I ended up coming back to marry my high school sweetheart, so that didn't make it hard.
Oh, there you go. That's cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah. You know, I know on Free Comic Book Day, you're at Now or Never Comics.
Yeah, that awesome.
That's my LCS. That's where I go get my books every week. You know, Aaron, great guy. Aaron and Zach. Dude. Yeah,
they're doing so much for the community, man. So much for the community. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know, the thing is, I know because I live in East County, so there's like 3 or 4 comic book stores in between. But I choose to go all the way downtown because they just take care of me. You know what I mean? I go there, they make me feel welcome. When the Padre games are on, I avoid that place like the plague, bro. I hate going downtown. There's no parking.
$10 an hour? $10 an hour?
10 bucks an hour? I know, $10 an hour? No.
It's ridiculous.
But, you know, and I know in Free Comic Book Day, they were down. Yeah. Oh, are they? Is it? It was like down Free Comic Book Day, down the block, around the corner. No?
Yeah, I think it went around the block, I believe it went around the block twice. I mean, or 2 corners.
Yeah, I believe it. Let's see. Ron says, just got back from the store. Great kids are spending the night, and they wanted one of those blow up swimming pools. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. Just
Dan says, happy AAPI month, y'all. Yes, definitely. Thank you, Dan. And then Ron says, we have made the big time here. We now have 3 comic book stores near me and also an Ollie's. Wow. That has a massive pile of 5 comics for $5.99. You're lucky. We don't have Ollie's out here. Yeah, I always hear those stories though.
What's an Ollie?
Ron's from Oklahoma, by the way.
It's kind of like a what would you describe it? Like is it kind of like a I don't know, Kmart? Target?
No, it's like
Is that what an Ollie's is?
All discontinued products in the store.
Oh, so is that like what's that one that out here, Paul, that we have? It's like a G. It's called a G something or other. It's like Costco's old stuff, and they put it into it's a new spot.
Yeah. I can't think of it.
Yeah, it's called.
I know what you're talking about. Discount store that buys overrun items. So you'll find like Star Wars figures that didn't sell. You'll find boxes and boxes of that stuff in there. Yeah,
and you take them and you repaint them. Like, have fun with them, right? That's awesome.
It's not because they didn't sell, because they overproduced them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's sick.
You know what's sad is that they don't have stormtroopers, because you can never have too many stormtroopers, right? Right? So I don't know.
I could see you playing pew 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 pew.
Funny story is that I raided my grandson's toy box. I grabbed all of his wrestling figures because he's 9 years old and he doesn't even care about wrestling anymore. He just wants to play sports, baseball and soccer. So I went in there, I grabbed all his wrestling figures. Yeah. You're never too old to play with toys now, man.
Never.
Okay, so as far as your work, do you have some influences? Like, is there like people that you kind of like admire in the industry and be like, you know what? I kind of like what they're doing. That's inspiring me to do what I'm doing.
Oh man, yeah. Are you talking about writing or drawing? All of it? Like, I did many different influences depending on what you're talking about. Well, writing. Writing. It would definitely be Greg Rucka. Like his run of Lazarus was one of the first things that made me go, I want to write something cool like this. Like, it was something about that book. And when I got to meet him at Rose City, you're kind of afraid to meet like the people you look up to. He was so nice, man. He was super cool. I wouldn't want to upset the guy because he's very straightforward. But again, you'd have to do something really bad to upset the guy. But he was such a, like, I don't know, man. He's a good dude. He's a really, really nice guy. So, but Greg Rucka for sure. Rick Remender. Right now, I'd like to say Stephanie Williams, and I'm glad to say she's a friend. And she just announced that she was nominated for an Eisner for Best Writer. Here's another good one. First Black person since Dwayne McDuffie, first Black woman ever to be nominated for Best Writer. So to my friend Stephanie, congratulations on that. So that's Stephanie Williams. But I love Zoe Thorogood's writing. I don't know if you ever read any of her stuff. She's really good. If you pick up her book called The Impending Blindness of Billy Scott, gosh, that book, man, that's a really good one. In terms of illustrating, all the way back, as far back as like J.C. Leyendecker. I love comic book wise. Olivier Coipel, I think it's how you pronounce his name. Yeah, that dude's work is just, and then down to somebody like as simple as like David Aja's work, like Aja or Chris Samney's work looks. The understructure is so solid. It's like so beautiful. So that kind of stuff gets me.
Well, that stuff's like, when you look at the stuff, it doesn't look like your typical comic book art. It looks like art. It's just beautiful to look at. The colors and the shading. It's just, it doesn't look like comic book art. It looks like art that you could go to art like art studio and you'd see it on the wall and be like, oh dude, that's dope. So I agree. Yeah, totally. Um, did your parents encourage you in your craft? Okay, the man laughs.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
say no.
No, well, so as my parents are immigrants, and and I get it. Now that I am older and I've got kids, my parents moving out here, they're just trying to survive. You know what I mean? I'm a latchkey kid,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
I know people give their immigrant parents shit for not being supportive of like the arts, but like think about it, they moved out here with barely $1 in their pocket and trying to survive, and it doesn't sound practical. They don't know how practical art can be, so they know what they know, which is get a job, be a worker bee. They want us to be secure and safe, and they just want to make sure that as any parent wants, we want our kids to have a good stable, solid, better life than us, right? And so when you don't understand the arts as a viable way to get work, it sounds like you're just making a hobby and having fun. And so fortunately, my mom passed when I was 16, so she had no idea what I was going to go do for my career. My dad didn't get it, and I just didn't listen, and I went and did it. I just went and did it, and he still didn't understand. He's like, "Oh, you're going to work at Disneyland?" Like, no, not at Disneyland. I want to work for Disney, not Disneyland. And so when he finally saw my name in the credits at the end of this, like a TV show, he's like, "Oh, that's what you're doing," And so when he finally saw my name on the credits at the end of a show, he's like, "Ah," and he noticed I wasn't asking for money anymore. It's like, so he's like, "Oh, so you know what you're doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, totally." So interestingly enough, my son is looking to get into animation, and so he just got into. He actually just decided which college he's going to, and he's going to go study animation. And I helped him build his book. I'm encouraging it. We're looking for scholarships, and now that I have gone through the path, I'm going to pass on that generational wealth and teach him how to maximize his classes. And what's great is as a comic book creator, I'm introducing him to a bunch of artists throughout all the cons. So my parents, I wouldn't say weren't understanding. Well, again, my mom wasn't around, and my dad I just didn't listen. So, and he wasn't discouraged. I mean, he just didn't understand it. And he was like, "Sure, whatever you want to do,"
Well, the thing is, you had a dream and you worked really hard at it, and then look where you are now. You're real successful.
I'll give you a little more on that. When I first moved out to LA, I didn't get into the art school I wanted to. That was a big bummer, And then for the next 3 years, I kept getting rejected by studios. That was real hard. You know what I mean? And then after about 3 years of studying my ass off, like with no money and working at Mervyn's. Remember when Mervyn's was a thing? So working at the department store. Building my book, I got into the art school I wanted to, and I got the job at Futurama at the same time. I had to pick one, school or get a studio job. So I picked a studio job.
All right, so we're gonna jump in. Do you mind if we jump into your Kickstarter?
Sure.
Systemic.
Yeah. Our latest one right now is Westside. Is that what you're talking about? Or are we talking about Systemic?
Yeah, let's Westside is what I meant. I was looking at both of them. I picked the wrong one.
I love that Ron knows what Mervyn's is. It's awesome. That's a throwback.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. All right. Explain this project.
Oh man, so Westside. This is actually Justin's book. So Justin is my editor. Here's another story about comic books. Justin, in his own right, has written a few books that's been published by Dark Horse, including Starship Down and Rome West. Wow. He loves history stuff. So Rome West, I'll just quick version. Rome West is what if the Romans were the ones who sailed the seas and discovered the U.S. before Columbus did, right? And so with the Roman Empire kind of influencing the U.S., what would that look like? And then Starship Down was another one about they find a spaceship that's about, I forget what it is, like 2 million years old in the waters. So anyways, Justin was my editor for California Inc. And he went traditionally before. And now that we've been successful through Kickstarter, he's like, hey, I got this story called Westside, which he had me read it like years ago. And I was like, should we make it? And he's like, will you be my publisher? I'm like, fuck yes. So he got together with Dave to get it. So Dave illustrated Justin's book. I'm doing all the publishing for this. So it's going to go to print. Got all the files done, ready to go. It's a 5-issue series, but volume 1 is issue 1 and 2. So you get a nice hefty book. It's 52 pages.
Wow.
And then volume 2 will be 3 issues. So that should be about 60 or 70 pages. So the first volume is a nice, perfect bound book that's going to have a decent amount of story for you. And man, Justin put his heart and soul into this thing. It's he grew up in Merced. It's a small town in the Central Valley, lots of farms, and he goes deep into like the history of the Italian immigrants and the Mexican and I can't say immigrants because they're here first. So about the Mexican community out there, and and the story's about this woman. Her name is Hope Martini, and she is a detective. Violent crimes detective, and she's paired up with a new guy, and so it kind of goes from there. They're trying to solve a bunch of really violent crimes and how they deal with that as they build their relationship as a new detective team. And it doesn't quite shine the nicest light on Merced, but it's kind of cool because it's a California story that doesn't talk about the bright lights of LA and the yoga, the beaches. It's a part of California people don't talk about much, and he dives into the history of it in a very entertaining way. It's really well done. And as you can see, Dave's work, we went ahead and went kind of a gritty, kind of darker look to this in California. California is much brighter, and
they're like more grays.
Yeah, this is definitely it's a what Justin calls a neo-noir crime drama. So it's got a lot of mood to it. Yeah.
These are really beautifully done. I mean, it's like you guys don't look like an independent publisher. You guys look like a big time publisher.
I appreciate that.
Quality.
Yeah.
Just it's so refined and streamlined so well. It's
And another key to all this is getting a legit letterer. So as you know, I have a degree in graphic design, and I was originally going to start lettering my own books. And Justin, he's like, "Don't." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "I get it. You're a graphic designer, but there's an art to really good lettering. Good lettering is not recognized because you're just reading, and it's flowing well enough. You shouldn't recognize it." And so, great example of that is towards it. And Paul, when you get time, look at the back of the last three, third to the last page of California Inc. issue number 1. There's a part in there where there's like different parts talking, but the way Frank did the lettering, he made it so smooth. Like I wrote it thinking, I wonder how the letter's going to do this, and Frank just killed it. And so that's a key to, I think, to some of the best indie books is having a legit letterer, and Frank is legit. I mean, Frank Cvetkovic, he works with every single publisher that dude's doing like 5 books a week. He's so busy. He's constantly lettering something. So Frank is definitely in our stable, and we trust him to do everything, and he makes everything look so legit for sure.
Wow, nice.
It seems like you have a pretty good team assembled here. Moving forward, as you guys grow, I mean, is the intention to kind of stay consistent with what the group of creators you've assembled here, or are you constantly looking to maybe collaborate with other people?
I'm just kind of going with the flow. It's one of those, like, when you hear about college students who get together with their friend and make films and they eventually become a studio. That's kind of what we're doing. So like Justin and I, we're good friends. And then we met Dave, and now Dave's a really good friend, and now we're working with people like Don Aguillo. And then in my time of kind of going through these conventions, I've met some great artists. Oh yeah, yes, that is me. Thank you for.
Now you're much older.
I'm definitely older. You don't see the gray hair, but it's there. Remember, season 1 of Futurama.
Frown don't frown, Ron. Asian don't raisin. I love that one.
No raisin. Let's go.
Asian don't raisin.
Brown don't go down. What was the other? The really bad one was yellow stay mellow.
Yeah, Ron, I'm 102.
Awesome.
You're like Papa Smurf. But yeah, going through all the different conventions, I've met some great people, and that's how I got to do Systemic. I wanted to do a sci-fi anthology, and I was like, do I have enough people who would want to do the book? And it was really cool because I was really trepidatious about reaching out to these different creators, and all of them said yes. Like every single one I reached out to said yes. And then on top of that,
awesome.
A couple of friends reached out and said, hey, how come you didn't ask me? And I was like, I thought you were too busy and too high profile. And so I got them to, I mean, think of like Stephanie Williams. Again, she just got nominated for an Eisner. You know what I mean? And then before she got nominated for an Eisner, she was already too busy. And so after Systemic, I'm like, oh, so we're working on a horror anthology. So I reached out and said, hey, you might be busy, but I just want to ask out of crossing my fingers. And she's like, anytime I can work with you, we'll work together. I was like, cool. So, got some good stuff coming up.
That must be flattering. That must be flattering that people want to work with you. I mean, that means that's huge.
I like to think it's because I pay people on time. I mean, that's something I've learned with video production. And someone who is an artist as well, we all hate waiting for that invoice to be paid out, right? And so as much as I hate waiting for it, I don't want my partners to wait for it. So I know that the agency has money, so I'll ask for that money up front so that when it's time for me to pay my partners, I'll pay them. And here's the thing, if someone's happy and can't wait to work with you, their work will only be better. Because think about it, if you're going to work with somebody you know is a pain in the butt, are you going to do your best work? Probably not. So it's one of those treat people the way you want to be treated. Yeah, treat people the way you want to be treated, and hopefully it comes back. We'll see. But yeah, it's definitely been a good last year of meeting people who are willing and wanting to work with me on stuff, and I'm not taking that for granted. It's one of those we've all worked corporate jobs, and we've all worked with that one person we don't want to work with that's in the same project.
Yeah.
But the thing with comics is we get to pick our coworkers. So I get to pick who I want to work with. Kind of cool.
That's a good perk.
Yeah, right.
Nauman, is this true? Nauman is 200, but you can't tell.
I don't tell.
Hey, you got a full head of hair. That's amazing.
Yeah, no. Yes, yeah.
But he came here on a turtle ship.
Yes.
Amin Young came here on a turtle ship. Just
he dormed with Jesus.
Okay. So Art, you've been to countless shows. As far as Comic Cons that you've been to, what are some of your favorites?
Oh man. Emerald City is cool as hell. Emerald City is just the vibe of the city, the new building. I haven't been in the old building. I know people miss the old building, but that new building, man, that thing is so gorgeous. It's so well made. I mean, it's just so gorgeous to look at. And the city, that time of year, it's cold, and I love the cold. So yeah. Emerald City is a dope show. Chicago, that was killer. It was so hard that this year it was when you had WonderCon, Chicago, C2E2, and was it Planet Comic Con or Galaxy? No, it was Planet Con. It was all at the same weekend.
The one in Kansas City? Is that the one in Kansas City?
I forget which one it was, but there's 3 at the same weekend.
You get so many that you forget what they're at.
Right, but they put all 3 in the same weekend, and it split the industry.
Yes.
So that was hard because
crazy.
I got into both C2E2 and WonderCon, and I was like, when I went to C2E2 last year, fell in love with Chicago. Man, that city is amazing. I fell in love with the food, fell in love with the people, and then the convention itself was, the artist alley was, it was huge. And my friend and I, who were there for the first time, we sold out of our books, so that was an amazing feeling. Yeah. This awesome. Year we stayed at WonderCon, so that was a great show this year too. So,
well, you're correct by saying that weekend had 3 Comic Cons: that Planet Comic Con, C2E2, and WonderCon, and every Comic Con that weekend did really well. Yeah. And that just tells you that there's so many writers and artists and pop culture and comic books that a weekend could hold 3 conventions and still hit. That's wild. That just thinking about that just blows my mind away.
It's funny you bring that up because I was talking about that with Zach over and Aaron over at Now or Never, and they were talking. I was reading a couple articles. Apparently, this last year has been a very healthy year economically for comics, and I think it shows that. Yeah, I think it shows. I know, we got split. Yeah, I know those. When I was in Chicago, I made the mistake. Someone said, if you're going to order pizza, just understand it's going to take about an hour. And I sat at the bar waiting for about 45 minutes for a pizza. But it was fine because I was by myself, enjoying watching sports on TV, just having a drink, and just it was great. But yeah, so if you're out there, definitely get some pizza.
Nice.
But yeah, that was that weekend. I know people were. It was kind of deceptive because did you go to WonderCon this year?
I did. Yeah.
There was like one small section where there was like 4 booths that were empty, but the rest of the comp was fine. The rest of the convention was fine. And
well, the thing is, when I went up there, they didn't really announce who was going to really be there, And then when I got there, there was like Don Aguillo was there, the John Boy Myers was there, and there was nowhere out there that they were going to be there. You know what I mean? They didn't advertise it. Because I was looking at the list for C2E2, I was like, there's not going to be anybody at WonderCon. And I went to WonderCon and I was fine. I was like, oh, these guys are here. We're good. So that's amazing. And you went to all 3?
No. I only did WonderCon.
Okay, I was going to say, wow.
No, I went to C2E2 last year.
Yeah. Last year. Okay, cool. So, Namin, Taku, did you guys have any questions?
Yeah, when you're doing these, when you talk about these, doing this as an artist and as a creator, you're debating with your parents. Right now, are you afraid that maybe you lose your job? Are you afraid of AI? I mean, are we going to be able to withstand this? Because what happened with the Disney and
it's okay. So I got a few points of view on that. So let's go with so the Disney part. They just think it's an easy way out for now, and they're going to cut jobs. But later, when they can't get what they want, because here the joke with graphic designers is you have to be able to tell the AI exactly what you want. But somebody who has clients in design, clients don't know what the hell they want. So we're fine. Like, AI will never hear what you want because you don't know what you want as a client. You don't know what you want. So as soon as they get rid of the artists, one, it's recycling their own stuff, so it's going to look the same. But originality is going to go away, and they're going to want that, right? I don't think the AI. I'm going to answer that, Dan. That's a great question. I don't think AI itself is going to go away. There's going to be ways to use it. Like, again, I'm sure people say this all the time. Like, it's good for things like looking for things like cancer early, sure, right? And the only people and AI shouldn't take the fun stuff away. Like, I want to be a creator and I want to make stuff. I can't even imagine trying to tell AI how to write my script because I don't even know what I want to write. You know, I'm sure if by the time that I'm done articulating to AI how to write my script, I could have written it, right? And the reason why big corporations are trying to get rid of the artists is that's somebody they have to pay for. They have to pay that for. That's not fun for them, and they don't have that skill. But that's what made them. And I don't think it'll go away, but the tools within it that can work, just kind of like, I'm not trying to say it's like Photoshop, because I remember this is how old I am too. When I first started in photography, digital just came out, and we used to give our teachers crap for using digital. I'm purely digital now, and I remember one time one of my teachers said, what you would do in the darkroom for 4 hours to get one print done would take me 15 minutes with a beer in my hand, and I could be watching TV. Right? So it's a tool if you can make it a tool, but there's still the person who understands a darkroom will do a better job with Photoshop and Lightroom than somebody who doesn't understand that stuff, because there's a foundation behind that. And same with, I believe, AI in some way can become a tool if you use it as a tool, but not as something that replaces the thing that it can never have, is a heart and soul, right? Because all it is doing is regurgitating and figuring out what it's trying to predict something you're trying to come up with, but it's never actually inventing anything, if that makes sense. It's just aggregating and then regurgitating what they think what you're looking for. It's filling in holes. So if AI does not have childhood trauma like us, it won't have stories.
The thing is, you notice, I don't know if you notice or not, my grammar is horrible. I like to be a writer myself, right? There was time when I could search the internet and there'd be programs that help me do the grammars, correct the grammars, right? Those are gone. It's all AI now. And if I submit something and say, hey, I want a grammar check, the AI goes, oh yeah, this is how you should write it. I'm going, no, I want a grammar check. I want a grammar check. I don't want you to rewrite my stuff. You're taking my piece away.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's because they want me to sound like what's known, and if you do that, then known is everybody.
I agree.
There's no uniqueness in writing or art. I mean,
so Dan had a question. He says, does Arthur think AI will be a phase that goes away eventually?
Yeah, I think I answered that already.
We just addressed it,
Yeah, no, I don't think it'll go away completely. Sorry. No, you're good. No, I mean, I don't think I've like fully narrowed it down, but like, I don't think it'll go away completely, and I don't think it should. I don't think it should. It's a novelty at this point. Like everything in the world swings, right? And so so we have Lord of the Rings, because it was about nature versus industry, because everything was swinging hard industry and it was trying to come back to nature. And so like the novelty of AI is a thing. Every company says, let's use it because it saves money. Like, now you're burning water. And eventually what happens for anybody who works with somebody with AI, we always have to correct what AI does, because you have it do the thing and you go back, you're doing it twice. You're actually wasting time.
It's interesting because Jim Lee came out and said that, and Marvel hasn't said anything to the same effect, but DC came out basically. Jim Lee came out strong on this. Yeah, and he said, we're not going to use any AI in our methods, because he's old school. You guys, he came up at a time when it was still digital wasn't there yet. It was just using the analog materials, the old school methods. So it's refreshing to hear that, but at the same time, you have all these independent publishers who are putting out great work. So I guess my question to you is like, is there now a pressure on independent publishers like yourself to really show that, hey, our process is the same as DC's, or something to that effect? Because like you said, AI is pretty much in everything. It's if you're working on a computer, whether you're just enhancing an image or whatever, it's pretty much an AI tool, right? So where do you kind of draw that line for your work?
1,000%. Anything I've ever done and have made does not use AI. It's in my contracts with my creative partners. It says that nothing in our anthologies or anime books are made with AI, and nothing that you create should be generated by AI. It should be coming from your heart and soul, and it comes from my heart and soul. And again, I think the closest I ever got was when Photoshop came up with like generative fill. You know, like replace, like the difference with that for me is it's using the image that I have and filling it with my own information within my image. Mm-hmm. And that's before it became AI. It was just called like fill or something. And then it became AI, and then you could put in something that's not there, like put in a car. Like what the, you know? So, but yeah, in my contracts, I say to my partners, especially with my anthologies, I'm not using AI, and you are not, and otherwise we're breaking the contract. And you know, like whatever. There's some clauses in there. So it's important, and I think it's another reason why Comic Cons, especially original art. I don't know if you've noticed, at Comic Cons, original art is selling so fast because people want reading artwork, even if it's just like a sketch card. And I don't know what artists can keep them on their table long enough, because people are just buying them up. They want real, you know. Going back to graphic design, you know, the old letterpress, that's like the new. People want that. They want letterpress in their invites. You know, everything was digital before in Photoshop, and now it's like everything had a drop shadow and a bevel and emboss. Now it's like we want something I could feel in my hand, that, you know, like. So it's gonna swing. I don't think it's gonna go away, but it's gonna swing back hard.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I like that you said that, because I like definitely my when I go to cons, my buying habits have changed. Instead of buying like exclusive comic books, I'm actually buying original art. That's what I don't know. Just lately I've been into that, and I just love looking at it. You know what I mean? It's just
you got a one of one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got a one of one. Yeah. This is
definitely
mine. It's made by their hand, and it's mine. 100%.
Yeah.
So as far as, I'm sorry, go ahead, Namin.
Nothing more exclusive than one of one. I mean,
100%.
nothing more exclusive.
All four of us would fight for an original Daniel Warren Johnson, wouldn't we? Like we would all fight in a ring for an original Daniel Warren Johnson.
Well, you know, the thing, you know, to add to that, he's such a nice guy. He's so down to earth. He is. And it's like, you know, to me, when I know a guy is that cool like that, is that I just want their stuff even more. You know, okay, I have a fun question. When you're at the cons, is there like any like snack or anything that you like to eat when you're at the cons?
Cons sucks, man. What are you talking about?
Oh,
no,
man.
it's serious.
My go-to is the what's the name of the brand? It's the, not the Costco brand, but the other brand. It's like something gold. The 1 pound bag of beef jerky. Just because it could sit underneath my table for the whole weekend. You know, and my friend, what's great is there's enough of a network that somebody at their table, like, will have two people. Somebody's gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna get lunch. Anybody want to get lunch for you?" Right? There's always somebody, which is great. And then, but in between times, between then and dinner, you're starving. I'm like, I can grab a little protein and I'm good. I don't love it, but it's my go-to. Pacific Gold. Thank you, Ron. That's the one.
Yeah.
Pacific Gold beef jerky. I gotta write that down.
That's the one. Yeah, don't get the Costco one. That one has like no flavor.
I buy from 7-Eleven. It's not
Do you have any favorite?
7-Eleven.
I think my favorite brand would be Old Trapper. I wish Costco had, because they have Old Trapper, but only the spicy one, and sometimes that gets me a little too. It's a little too much for me. I'm like, I'm trying to have fun. I'm not trying to sweat here.
Well, it's funny because like John Jang, he put on his IG that he likes high chews. So
yeah, same with Dave. Dave Law loves his high chews. Yeah.
He likes the high chews. So I'm definitely gonna get him the bag next time I see him, because I haven't seen it. He's been like at every con that he goes to, I'm not there. And then when I go to a con, I ask him, "Hey, you gonna be at this con?" He's like, "No, I'm not gonna be there." I'm like, "Well, what's going on?" But I know he'll be at San Diego Comic Con. That I'll see him then. Yeah.
My reward guilty snack is, man, if my buddy Joel, he'll like bring me a hot dog. Like it's not the best thing for my heart, but man, if a hot dog and a Coke.
Nothing big, dude.
But at the same time, as you know, if you're behind the table, as soon as you try to take a bite of anything, that's when something comes up. So I never get to eat the hot dog. So the trick is pretend like you're going to eat, and then someone's going to come over and make a sale.
The worst thing is like you're about to buy it and someone takes your picture, you know? That'd be the worst. Yeah. What are you going to say now? You're about to say something. I'm sorry. I threw you off.
Only eat your hot dog only when the sales are slow.
Yeah, exactly.
We're selling out. So that's great.
No, there was one time. It was actually going back to that story when I met Stephanie Williams. Okay, so I'm a full believer in like always standing. I barely ever use my chair.
Yeah.
And so Rose City Comic Con, the first time I ever did it, it was probably one of my worst Comic Cons ever. My first time I went there, to the point where it was like a Saturday evening with like an hour left. I'm like, I'm gonna sit down. I never sit down. In the second I sit down, here comes this lady to ask me questions about my comics. And I'm talking to her and I go, "You look super familiar. What's your name?" She's like, "Oh, I'm Stephanie Williams." I'm like, "You're Stephanie Williams? Holy crap, I know you. And we've been friends since. It's been amazing. Anyway, so that was just me about talking about how. And then last year when I went to Rose City, I sold out. So it just depends on where you're at, I guess, in the room.
Yeah, most definitely. So as far as being in the industry, what's the biggest compliment you ever got?
Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to bragging for a second. Remember that Emmy that I have on the wall from The Simpsons? That's a pretty big career goal, like right? That's a big thing.
Huge.
The thing is, that's not my property. Like I don't own The Simpsons. But when someone who I don't know, so your friends and family are going to say they love your books. Of course they are. They're your friends and your family. But somebody I don't know who takes the time to send me a DM to say, "Hey, I really like that book." Man, I cry like a baby. Just like, come on. Like, I wrote that. I was hoping someone might like it. One person liked it. That's one of the best things ever. And I think Dave and I talked about this. If anybody cosplays as one of our characters, Paul, I don't think they could play as Vesla, because as we know what happens in issue 1. If someone ever cosplays as one of our characters, that'd be dope. But biggest compliment is just anybody just saying, "Hey, I really enjoyed that." It just validates what you've been doing, because we work in a vacuum where we're at home and we print the dang thing and we go to cons and people. I think it was at Emerald City where somebody bought it on a Friday and came back Saturday and said they read all 4 issues and really liked it. And I was like, who reads their comics the same night? Don't we all have that giant pile of to read, like that's like 8 months old?
Now, following on that, what about your best constructive criticism?
Oh man, Justin, my editor, when I was writing California Ink, there was a 2-page spread where I put something like I got lazy with the scene and try to let the artist come up with the rest, and I kind of wrote some general notes. And Justin's a good friend, so he could be honest with me. He goes, "Art, your writing's really good. These 2 pages, it's the laziest thing I've ever seen you write." I was like, ah. It's like it was honest though. It was honest. He's like, "You're not giving your book the respect it deserves, because these 2 pages aren't getting the full attention that you gave the rest of the book." And so I remembered how much that hurt my soul, but in a good way, because he's a good friend and I trust him, and he's my editor, so I have to listen to him. And I sat there for about 2 weeks, and when I finally broke those 2 scenes, I was like, oh. And I wrote it, and it was it really came together. It really came out nicely. So that was a tough one, but also it was a good example of like a way to learn. There's always room to grow, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So okay,
What
so
advice would you give? Oh, sorry, Paul. Sorry, Paul.
no, please,
Yeah, what
please.
advice would you give to an up and coming writer who's looking to kind of, put out a comic book, maybe kind of achieve the same kind of success that you're having, but somebody kind of new to the industry who doesn't have much experience but wants to kind of, get into comics and be successful?
Oh man, a few things. Do it. Because we all met that guy who puts the arm around you and goes, I have this idea. Like, we all have ideas. Make it, do it, right? The hardest thing is to do it.
Okay.
But to learn how to do it is then go ask and go take classes, go to panels, like, be part of it, like, go meet creators, start picking their brains, actually put that stuff to work. Start making your stuff. The only person in your way is yourself. Make it. You know what I mean? And then after that, put it in front of somebody who you trust, like I did with Justin. Let them rip it apart. Like, put your feelings away, because your friend or whoever you hired is trying to make it better for you. They're trying to make your vision come to life, and you get in your own way. So step away, let them give you notes. Take the notes you like. And if there's notes you don't like, ask the person why they gave you that note, and maybe you'll get why they're trying to get you to change that. And they're just trying to make it better. And then what I like to say is, do the work, and then get the work and then do the work, right? So we're getting the work done. Now that you're done making it, the do the work for me is like this. I met Paul, and he's got me on his amazing show, which I appreciate, Paul.
Oh no, thank you for being here.
Let people know who you are. Like, I come from. It's easy for me to say this because I come from advertising, and I'm a strong believer in advertising, which is advertising, PR, content, all that stuff. Do you know why you and I, all four of us, will never forget McDonald's or Shenyang? Because they have the biggest advertising budgets. They still have massive advertising budgets because they will not let you forget that they're around. So you got to let people know. And so, like Westside, I know it's been up for about 18 days, and I know I post about it multiple times. But even I have family members who are like, "Oh shoot, that's up! I didn't notice. I didn't see the post," because the algorithm may or may not get in front of them to show you the thing. So you might post about it one time, and that's it. What if someone misses it? So
Yeah,
that's why I go to all the conventions, and that's why now the first 2 years I was in the hole every convention, but now I'm on my 4th year. We're actually at the very least covering our table and our expenses, and maybe coming out with money. So I was taught this with books. It's about the body of work. The bigger your body of work, the more money you make. So you're not going to make $1 gazillion off of one floppy. You won't. But now that we have a trade and we have 3 other books coming out this year, we have more product, and also you show consistency to your prospective readers. Hey, this person's consistent, and I'm going to see, and I'm going to get quality work, and they're going to finish a project. Because nothing like backing a first issue of a book on Kickstarter, and never seeing issue 2, or not seeing issue 2 until 5 years later, which isn't a bad thing. It's not terrible, but it's also like, so we were like on a 2 book per year schedule, which is slow for like a Marvel, but that's fast for an indie thing. And for Kickstarters, that people saying, oh, we just backed you 6 months ago. So 2 years is actually kind of where we're at.
It's not the Trump phone.
Oh, $500 gone.
So as far as there's a question that I ask all my guests. It's kind of like the interview question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh man, I hope to have more than just my close group of friends, and I want to be able to help other what's the word I'm looking for, disadvantaged voices get their work done.
Oh, I love that.
And so, like, again, as an immigrant, as a son of an immigrant, going to, I remember I used to visit my old high school to talk to other younger and other high school kids about, hey, you know, going to pursue art is a viable career choice. It's more fun. It's a little bit risky. But what job isn't risky? You know, I mean,
Right.
every job is risky. But you know, you could make money at it and be happy at the same time. And so, if I could, like, go into that panel I'm going to be doing this weekend, the panel that got me to do the comic, if I can keep doing that and helping other people realize their comic dreams as well, at the same time make it viable for me too, that'd be awesome. The other one is if I can get a Paul, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ever see a comic with the image with my name on it and it's their image, you know that I was crying when I found out it's gonna happen. So if I get an image book, I just know I was probably crying that night.
Heck yeah, man! I can't wait. That's gonna be awesome.
We'll see.
Yeah. So, is there any any artists that you haven't worked with yet that you would love to work with?
Ooh, haven't. Like actual artists, not writers, but artists. Ooh,
Yes.
I don't. That'd be anybody because I don't have access to. I have access to a lot of writers, but not a lot of artists. But I'm meeting a lot of writers through my artist friends. I meet a lot of artists, a lot of writer friends. But who would I like to work with? Oh man, that's a good one. Who would be awesome? Wait. Oh, I'd love to work with Michael Lark. He's the one who did Lazarus with Greg Rucka. His work is sick. Okay. Yeah, that would be. Oh man, I'd cry there. That too.
What would the project be? What would the project be? What would be like the genre?
That one probably more sci-fi as well. I do have something I'm working on that's sci-fi fantasy. I have 3 projects that I just. It's funny. There's 3 projects I just finished pitch docs for over the last 2 weeks, and I'm looking at it going, this is gonna be my next 7 years of work. And they're all completely different. I have an action kind of futuristic thing. I have kind of I have a 90s based thing that has to do with loss. No, it has to do with my life, and maybe it does. And then
dude, you definitely have modern spy. You got that locked down, dude. That California Ink is just off the hook. I really enjoyed that read.
Oh man, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Shocked me. I was shocked.
Cool.
I even told you too. I was like, "Oh, dude, what happened?" But yeah, no. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, no, dude. I'm looking forward to, all your future projects, dude. You're just such a good writer.
Thank you.
And I don't know if enough people say it, but you could draw, dude. You could draw good.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, just showing those things, the cars, and I love it that you even admitted to yourself that wasn't one of your strengths, and then instead of running away from it, you tackled it. You went ahead and you killed it. I was like, oh my god, those cars look great. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? But I knew it took a lot of work. You know what I mean? You took a lot of practice, so I respect that. That's awesome.
So I'm doing something for SCCC that I'm gonna these 6 prints I'm gonna be doing for SCCC. Can't wait for you to see it, Paul. I hope you'll be happy to see it. It's I don't want to give it away too much.
Do you have your own store?
Get the original art, Paul.
Someone say 1 of 1.
Studio127.com. That's just where you can get the comics. But if you back the Kickstarter, you can throw in any of the 2. You can put in California Ink as that's the only place that you can get California Ink as a digital file is through the Kickstarter that's on right now for Westside. So if you back Westside, you could add on California ink, physical or digital. Systemic as a physical only, no digital. And then if you're interested in variants, we have a 60% off the variant covers for California ink in there as well.
All right, Art. We have a question from yeah, I know. From our chat. It's Dan P619. He says, since Arthur is from San Diego, what's the best Mexican food spot?
Oh man, I can't listen to. Okay, there's a few. It depends on what you're looking for. But let me give you one general rule that helps me. The further away from the border you get, the worse it gets. So that's me throwing total shade at LA. I know my LA friends hate hearing that. And then my San Francisco friends agreed, because who puts rice in the burrito? San Francisco does it. Don't do that. Don't you do that. So the further you get away from the border, the worse it gets. Although my favorite Mexican spot in San Diego.
I love San Diego's fish taco.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Namin. We have Mexican food spots like 7-Eleven. You know how there's a 7-Eleven on every corner? We have Mexican food spots on every corner. It's like that.
ABC in Hawaii. It's like an ABC.
Yeah,
in Hawaii.
yeah. It's like that. Yeah, it's definitely like that.
They're like Filipino Mexican fusion like joints.
Oh yeah. Yes.
There is.
Yeah,
there is.
There's a few.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm partial to my next door, my shop here called El Pollo Grill. A little expensive, but very clean. But not like, I'm not saying it's healthy. I'm saying it's really fresh. It's really fresh. I'm not saying it's healthy, but it's fresh. I do like Cuatro's Meal Plus, which they just moved, right? They just got a new building. So pumped for them. They're San Diego institution there. It's a good old hard shell tacos from that place. You can't go wrong.
Man, you're making me hungry.
Yeah.
Actually, and I'm
about to right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's talking food now.
I'm gonna have to snack on stuff.
So, do you guys have any more questions for Art before we get out of here?
Please come on next year too. Just give us an update on what's going on next year.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Yeah, Paul, keep an eye out for when I unveil the stuff for SCCC. I think I'll do. I mean, there's a theme here. Let's play CPAP. I'm just saying, the thing that I'm doing for SCCC, the hint is, I think our kababayan will be very happy with what I'm making.
Ooh, let's go.
Yeah.
So everyone that has dropped into this live stream, first off, I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for dropping in, listening to us. I want to thank our special guest, Art. Man, dude, it's so happy to have you on my channel again. Dude, you're amazing. And I love it that you're a San Diego bro, and you rap hard, and I love it.
And you'll drop those links at your description, right, Paul?
Yes, I will. Yeah. And of course, I gotta thank my co-hosts, Taku and Namin. Without them, I don't know where I'd be on this these series of videos. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, the AAPI is definitely something worthwhile. It's something to be celebrated, and I love it that I'm doing it with these guys. Art, again, thank you so much for your time. Taku, Namin, thank you so much. Everyone that's watching, thank you for being here. And then we'll see you in the next conversation with the community. But before we get out, do you guys want to say anything? I don't want to cut anyone off.
I'm gonna be at the I'm gonna be advertising AAPI with Brian LCS
All right.
tomorrow morning. Is it tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow's Friday.
Oh, that's
Friday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday. Okay, excellent. Okay, so everybody, Arthur and Ebuen, this Saturday he's gonna be at Comic-Con Revolution. If you are going to Comic-Con Revolution, make sure you drop by his table and say hi. Such a nice guy. And bring what is that? Pacific Gold beef jerky. He loves that stuff.
No.
All right, everybody.
Go to Kickstarter and check out Westside. That means more than anything. Get me beef jerky.
You heard the man. All right, everyone. Take care. Have a good night.
Hey, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.